initially, how many years did you spend working in the business, if we call it that, when you were almost fearing divorce or losing your other half? How many years were you in that mindset?
Yeah, so I'd say you could probably group it into two bunches of time. So the first was before, before I went to uni, and so like I was an entrepreneurial kid. I started early, like 11, 12 years old. I was starting businesses, and each time I got busy, I thought, oh, well, the problem is I haven't created a scalable business. I need to come up with a better business idea. So I started off with like washing cars and selling leaflets and newsletters. And then I I was like sweeping drives. And then when I couldn't kind of scale those, I think I started an online business because .com boom was all around that sort of time or just starting. And still I couldn't quite work it out because I'd get busy and then stuck and think, oh yeah, no, the problem is the business idea. So I started another business idea, another. Went to university to try and learn. I'd studied management science to try and learn how to grow businesses at scale. Still couldn't work it out. I was selling headsets. I was doing IT support. I was building computers and selling them to local businesses, and still couldn't work it out. So, after hitting all those obstacles where I just ended up like, I had a Saturday job and was running my business and was attending lectures, and I just couldn't work out how to do this. So, after like any good entrepreneur, I carried on, and then went, actually, screw it, I'm going to give up. And I went and became a management consultant. So I worked for 3 years then in London for a sort of large 3,000 person management consultancy. And it was there that I then kind of learned how do big businesses like, my clients at the time, like Honda and AstraZeneca and UK government and BP and so on, how do they operate at scale? And it was kind of there that I realized, it's people and processes, and bringing those things together is what enables you to do it. Like in theory, you can grow your business with one or the other. Like if you've got really great people, but you haven't really got your processes sorted, then you can kind of rely on them being good at what they do. But you've got a high risk because as soon as one of them leaves or whatever, or you don't manage to make the perfect hire, or they don't quite know what they're doing, or the business shifts and they're not quite in a good place to do it, then actually performance drops. And I've experienced that when I later on hired a salesperson and they'd done like £1 million of revenue in the previous year, but I didn't give them any of the process, the collateral and so on to do a good job. So when I brought them into my company thinking, oh yeah, they'll do £1 million for me, they couldn't even outsell what I'd been doing, and I was doing it part-time around other responsibilities in the business. And yet they were costing me like £60,000 a year to get me these really poor results. So I know from that experience, but I knew from working with large companies, like you couldn't just rely on having great people throughout the entire business. Like it creates too much risk. Instead, what you need is some processes. And you can actually run an effective business on really good processes with average people. But the real power comes when you combine the both, when you have really, really great people and really clear processes that deliver. That's when you're suddenly getting over 50% conversion rates in your business and, super happy customers with really high net promoter scores and ratings and whatever. Like that's when you bring all that together. And so that was what, after doing that for 3 years, I then was like, ready. Okay, I'm ready to start again. I think I've got it now. And then proceeded to spend another 5-6 years still struggling to grow the business and delegate. So all in all, if you add all that together, I'm embarrassed to say it probably ends up being just shy of about 15 years.
That was just a short clip from a much longer episode talking about process, systemizing your business, giving you the time back to live the lifestyle that you absolutely love. Make sure you go and watch the full episode if this has inspired you to build a lifestyle-based business that gives you the time to have more holidays than you ever wished for. Please make sure that you like the video, you subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. See you on the next episode.